morning, this is Shirley from Alaska, the Herb Lady. Today we're going to speak on lemongrass. It's probably one of the most oils that I use in the shop. For 30 years, I've been working in the shop, and we have diffused lemon oil. And asked me if we got sick. No, I bet we haven't had a cold or flu for over 40 years. So, because I used to do it in home, and then when I moved over to the shop, I did it in the shop. So, lemongrass, and why I use lemongrass, it kills, but not only that, it's one of the cheapest oils there is. And so I didn't feel bad about using it every single day. And you just diffuse it, and it kills. And I'll tell you, I think I've told this story before, but it was so cute what happened. As I was, back in the old days, we didn't put water. It wasn't a diffuser with water. It was just straight oil. And this little boy was having his 10th birthday. Well, he had been coming into my shop since he was 3. And he came in, and his mom got the herbs. She always came once a month and got herbs. And they was getting ready to leave, and she said, "Let's go buy your birthday gift." And he said, "I already know what I want." And she said, "What is it?" He said, "I want one of those things in the shop." And she said, "What is it?" He said, "That machine," and he pointed to my diffuser. And she said, "Honey, if I get that, I can't afford anything else." Because back then it was $125 plus the oil. Because it wasn't one that you put water in. It diffused the oil itself. I mean, when you came in, you smelled my lemongrass. Well, he said, "I want my bedroom to smell like the herb shop." So she said, okay. So she bought it, and she left. And the next month she came back, and she said, "I cannot believe he cleaned up his bedroom. He runs the diffuser. He loves it. His bedroom smells good. He's happy. I'm happy." And she said, for a 10-year-old boy, what a diffuser. But she said he is just so happy to have something to make, because he remembered from 3 to 10, so that was 7 years they've been coming in here, that he wanted his bedroom to smell like the herb shop because they made him feel good. So let's see what lemongrass says. He's a teenager now, so I hope he's still using it. But lemongrass is derived from tall grass found in tropical and subtropical countries. Lemongrass oil is used for killing bacteria, colds, and flu, and it helps with inflammation. It helps with antibacteria, antifungus, and it kills insects. So I think that was really good about the insects. Lemongrass essential oil, the major oil is 75 to 80% in weight. So it's not a lot of juice, but it's the oil itself that's what makes it so potent against bacteria and against staph and against inflammation. And it also gives you the relaxing, and it repels insects. Lemongrass it helps with MRSA. It kills that. It kills staph. It does. Even it said the bacteria that becomes critical concern to surgeons worldwide. They've been doing a study with lemongrass to see if they could use that all over the world because they've got so much bacteria. One of the doctors I sat under, he said that in Utah, they literally had to burn down a hospital because they had so much bacteria in it. And you think that, and then later on, another doctor told us that they had to burn down a school because it was the gym class with all the bacteria in the lockers. It was overtaking the whole building and everything. So I mean, we really don't think about all that stuff, but that bacteria can overgrow if it's not disinfected and clean, and so people don't realize how important it is. In the hospitals, they're really concerned about infection, because if you have to burn down the whole hospital, there's something going on. Because people was walking out with that bacteria on them, and they would go in sick, but come out sicker. And it doesn't take very much of the oil. It just takes drops. It's very potent. And it also kills MRSA. And they say just take a little bit at a time, and it will kill the bacteria. The lemongrass essential oil inhibits the growth of bacteria that causes gum disease. The viral study shows it kills strep and dental cavities and build up dental plaque. Lemongrass also inhibits strep. It causes roughly 35% of all tonsillitis in children. So if you want your children, it's so inexpensive. And what the teachers, a lot of times they do, you put it up as high as you can, unless you got a cat, up on your refrigerator and run it till your kids come home and then turn it off. And it just kills all the bacteria, or put it from one room to another room to another room and kill the bacteria in there. We had one lady that had mold in her house, and what we used for the diffuser was eucalyptus, and I told her to run it 24 hours, get everybody out of that one room and just run it for 24 hours, and it started killing the mold in there. So because the children was getting lung problems, and it worked. So but I told her to keep it going off and on, because if you don't, we bring the bacteria in with us on our clothes, on our animals, and things like that. Lemongrass is an oil that inhibits herpes simplicity virus type 1, which is the oil of herpes. I always tell the people when they got a brand new baby, don't let the aunts and the uncles and the children, if you see any sores on their mouth, don't have them to kiss them. If they have to kiss them on the cheek or something like that, but not on the lips, because then the herpes goes in, and then they got it the rest of their life. And it's just you just don't want that. It says that 90% will die within 24 hours as they start using it. It says 21 to 23 million cases of human infection each year. They transmit the food contamination as well as vomiting. As many as 30 million viruses are estimated to be released in one single explosion. When you vomit, you have all that viruses in you. And I always tell people, if you feel sick, the first thing to grab for is activated chocolate. Just grab for it. If you're little, take 4. If you're big, take 8. And pull the stuff out through your waste material so you won't vomit, because it will stop vomiting and it will stop diarrhea. It says as many as 30 million virus particles is released in vomiting. Infection control and limits the use of disinfectant and hand sanitizers. Research concluded that lemongrass could be used on a natural surface and food sanitizer. Although antiviral, lemongrass could be left on surfaces for food because it kills the viruses, and it FDA recognizes it as very safe to use. And it says that lemongrass essential oil, fungus, it kills candida, mold, it prevents fungal skin conditions such as candida. Lemongrass also is effective on infection of the feet, the face, and the body. It includes the foot, jockey itch, and wingworm. Lemongrass has also demonstrated antifungus. Lemongrass is also found to inhibit the growth of candida, antifungus. Growing evidence shows that lemongrass can be an kill the fungus in the air in the hospital, controls the growth of the fungi. And the cheese, even in small doses, it says it will kill it. And I was always told that down low 48 they have air conditioners, and after it's been run a couple of times, there's mold in the air conditioner. And I used to carry a bottle either of lemon or lemongrass, and I would, before I turned the air conditioner on, or I would turn it off and then spray it right into the air conditioner, so it would kill the mold and the bacteria, because I always would end up with some kind of lung problems if I didn't do something like that. And we used to do it when I got on the boat. I used to win trips on the boat. I won a lot of trips on the boat, and we would go in there, and you read about the bed bugs and everything on different things. So what we did was I break my bottle and I spray my whole self down on my pajamas so no bug would touch me. And then whichever girl is with me, they said, "Can I borrow it, Mom?" And they sprayed themselves down. But the main gist of it, bugs does not like essential oils, and they won't. I never got bit. We never had any trouble at all. But I had read about all the trouble that they did have, and I didn't want none of it. So sometimes knowledge helps, and other times you just don't want to have the knowledge. But one other thing that lemongrass does is it helps with flies and mosquitoes. It says especially through Florida. Yeah, I got a lot of people that's moved down to Florida from Alaska. Lemongrass could be used as repellent against stable flies, and lemongrass can be used yellow jackets. And it's the animal study finds that lemongrass it helps with it reduces the anxiety and tension in a person, but it also helps with killing bugs and mosquitoes. So put some lemongrass on you, or you can spray it around you. I always tell my husband, he likes to go into pawn shops. He goes into pawn shops, and I told him, I said, "Honey, you don't know that last time they cleaned that stuff in there." So I told him, I said, "What you do is spray yourself down with lemongrass or lemon." And he did, and then if he buys something there or sends something to somebody, we always disinfect it with the oils. Everything's disinfected before anything comes into the house, even if you do a garage sale, because people don't realize that sometimes what they sell. Okay, so you wouldn't want to buy glasses or anything like that, because a lot of times people don't realize they can pass the bacteria, and the virus can stay alive for a while. So I just tell people, make sure that you disinfect everything a lot.